I like to let mine sit in the refrigerator for 3, 4 days, 5 days, whatever, up to a week. And, don't leave it in there for years at a time. Man, the better it is. And then I'm going to just put me a slice here. Not going to cut it in half. Just put me a little slice. Then I turn it up this way. Then I go like this. Bada bing. See that? Then they come out like little slices of pizza. This one needs a little trimming. That's okay, we'll just take care of that. We'll make me a glass of juice here. Really good. Oh yeah, good and cold too. I talked myself out of doing everything today. Everything that involves work as far as getting outside in this heat, I just not want to do it.
Excuse me, are you okay?
What's it to you?
Rude as ever, I see. Seriously, though.
Oh, man, what did I step in? It ain't right. That wasn't logical at all. I'll get out of your way. Sorry about that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Get her cleaned up. So don't apologize either way. Make do with what you have. Be content with what you have. Know that you could have a whole hell of a lot less. Yes, maybe perhaps you would wish to have more. But just know, you could have a whole hell of a lot less. And to apologize for what you have just doesn't seem like a logical thing to do to me. Now, I do a lot of non-logical things. But today, I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do a logical thing. I'm going to load this deep freezer. So I called the guy that bought the deep freeze because I completely forgot to plug it in last night. Oh man, what did I step in? My brand new shoes. Man, there was like this big old pile. I knew it was there. Like zero chance that damn if I didn't. Oh man. I was debating on whether to wear these things or not. Oh wow. Destroy $150 pair of shoes. That's crazy. Man, I can't believe I'd done that. Oh no. Just ain't right. It wasn't logical at all. I didn't want to show up to the guy's place and say, by the way, I forgot to plug it in, so you're just gonna have to trust me. If somebody done that to me, my shadar would go off immediately. You know, that just seemed shady to me. He appreciated that and said that no problem. I told him I'd call him when I'm ready and feel that it's passable, if you will. Step in another pile. I can't believe I've done that. This is terrible. This puts me way behind because it could take 20 minutes for this thing to actually really freeze up good inside. And it really ought to run 24 hours before it's loaded. Just my opinion. So I've really messed this deal up. Didn't get the service that I promised, you know? Man, got voicemail. Bummer, dude.
Let me get some more information so I can help you with that.
Hey, it's freezing up really fast, so I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it and head that way. All right, man. See you here in just a few. All right, thanks. Gotta do something about the light in here. See nothing. Oh. Little bit G. Gosh. Lord have mercy. Morning, Sid. How are you? You want to get out of there today and run a little bit? We'll just do that. Some of this pedigree, choice biscuits, or choice biscuits. Every time I see gravy on something, I think biscuits. Watch him go. First place he'll go is he'll run up here in this wet spot. Stays really wet up here. He goes right to that every time. Nastiest spot in the whole place, and he got to go to it and play in it. Beautiful day. One day closer to living the dream, eh? Metal. Pick it up. You get out of there. You ain't tracking stuff in there today. I can't see nothing out of this. I don't even know if the lens is open. Hell no, the lens ain't even open. Just gonna touch it up a little bit. Whoop, put that on my foot. It's a good way to chip the upper bone on the foot there. But you save a $4 can of spray paint, and that's more important. Got a little rust. It's good for the floor too. That helps seal the floor. It works good. It works excellent. I've never had a problem with it. All these nice racks. Let me get rid of that one there. Most of that should have a mask on when you're using epoxy. When you're using any kind of thing. There's a technique. Hold your breath. We're ready to go. $1 at the dollar store. Here's my bag of rags. Damn, that's a good looking sock. Hang on a minute. Is that my bag of rags? Getting this cleaned up is more important than socks. We're getting some priorities straight here today. I hope you're paying attention. Where I live, people want stuff for free, but they want you to fix it up first before you give it to them. People won't pay for your work. Not around here, and if you live around here and you're not one of those people, don't get butthurt. But if you are butthurt, then my guess is you are one of those people. I've been around here long enough to know the community. And not the only thing that you'll see is outsiders that have moved here that haven't lived here all their life, that are pretty reasonable when it comes to things like that. But the locals, well, They just have a certain way of doing things. If you want $1 for it, they're gonna ask if you'll take 50 cents. And they get angry if you don't bargain with them. So if you want $1 for it, ask 3. And something magical happens when you do that. They'll offer you 2, and you've doubled your money. See how that works? Learning things today, right? That's good enough. You ain't tracking. Come here. Beat your ass. That's gross. So we're just going to spray this top just a little bit. Epoxy. If you've never used epoxy before, even a small child can paint with epoxy. You can't get it wrong. I mean, you can. I mean, but it takes a lot of work to get it wrong. You spray it on thick. It's not like enamel. If you just spray epoxy, just like that, just put it to it. On these appliances, especially on a flat top surface like this, you're not going to get any runs, and epoxy is going to fill in a lot of scratches and dings and rust, and you can hit them areas a little harder even, see. When that dries, it'll dry one solid color. Hard to get the overspray effect on epoxy if you spray it on there good and thick. Like, we're not going to a Homes and Garden, home interior show with this. They're selling this, somebody's going to put it in their barn or their basement. It's not going to be the main attraction in the homes, what I'm saying. But we still want to keep it alive as long as we can. Future generations to be able to use it. One of those things is not only the mechanical issues of it, but also the cosmetics. And this one, she's starting to get rust. It runs perfect, but if we knock out some of this rust, but most of the rust is on this outer band, which is don't even need it, really. You can do away with it. So that'll take care of that. Nice shine on that. Doesn't take long at all. He's already, look at that. He's already in it. Okay, my mighty midgets, we got a refrigerator and a deep freeze. So, let's go with a washer and dryer. Let's pull this set out, see what we can do with it. It's mixed matched. They're both Whirlpool. That dryer is probably a little bit newer than that wash machine, but I don't think that's gonna matter. That is a bisque or a gray or beige, and that is white. Just gonna pull them out, sell a mixed match coloring set. They are both Whirlpool. And then we're gonna do a stove. We got a couple of choices here on the stoves. I think we'll just go with the one on the end. It looks like it's gonna be about the easiest one to do right now. Whew. Whew, I feel better now. We got a test cord already sitting there waiting on us. Almost like somebody knew we was gonna do that. Box of goodies here, because this cord will not fit our plug-in. Wouldn't you know it? I'll have to unpack everything out of this first to get the tools I need. You understand that, right? I mean, that's part of it. That's the way it goes. That's just how it is. Sometimes we just have to deal with that. I think we're loaded up here. Yeah, oh, okay.
I hope his wires are cut. Or split. They are, the motors leaving screws in there. I don't think it works, let's see what we got. Nope. I don't believe so.
Oh, yeah, looky there. Hot diggity dog. Shoot, yeah. That's the way we like it. Now all you gotta do is put the test cord on it. Hope that these wires don't come up and hit while we're testing. It'll be a shocking experience if it does. Again, make sure you do not wear any kind of respirator mask or anything when you're painting this. You want to get the full effect from it. So what we got going on here is it's just going to be straight cold water test. Boy, this thing is really professional. Wires! These aren't exactly what I was looking for, but they'll work. Yeah, it could have been a real estate agent or a dentist. I opted out. I see another issue with this thing. And while the dryer's cooling off, I'll come out here and work on the wash machine. I've got the water line ran back here, and what I got here, where's it at? There it is. I dropped it down in there so it'd be easy to get to. So what we got going on here is it's just going to be straight cold water test. We'll hook these hoses up to this, and then the drain hose, and we'll be able to test this thing. I'm a professional. Yeah, that's what I am. Professional. Okay. So, let's put that in there. A pair of pliers. These aren't exactly what I was looking for, but they'll work. Okay, that's on there. Now, them screens look good. He's on there. Those should just be snugged and tight, but I like to torque them down. Squeeze them gaskets in there nice and tight. That way the next guy gets it home, it leaks all over the place. Then maybe he'll call my other number for flooring work. Well, we've got that. I see another issue with this thing already, but it looks to me like it's going to be an issue we're not going to be able to take care of. How much leakage we're going to have out of these. That's a $10,000 garden hose. This shouldn't have any kind of leakage, but we need something to hold up this drain. This will work just fine. Just get it up off the ground there. We're not worried about it. Yeah, right there on that side. That's going to work just fine. We'll see what happens. I found another issue, but we're not going to be able to fix it the right way. So what I did was I bypassed it right here. It's an idiot switch. That's something they put on it for idiots. Now, if you're an idiot, you don't want to buy this machine. Or if your kids are idiots, you don't want to buy this machine, because what this idiot switch does right here is when you lift this, it takes the pressure off that switch, which applies the brake to this system. Well, what that does, that stops the machine. Now, if it's in spin cycle and you've got a stupid kid, or you're stupid, or your mate is stupid, you lift that machine, and while it's spinning, you stick your hand down in there, you'll probably lose your arm. Somewhere along the line, somebody did that, and that's why they had to put these on there. Somebody was dumb enough to open the door while the machine was spinning, and maybe it was just a small child, who knows? Maybe a little toddler, you know. The only thing I got to say is when I see these toddlers have these terrible accidents is, where was everybody at? Where were the adults at? But enough of that educational assess of the situation at hand here. Let's get back to this subject of the topic. Not that one. We're just going to wipe this down real quick. Not that one. This broke. Had a 50-50 chance of grabbing the right one. Everything's good. It works on every cycle up here. I put a load inside of it. You can't just turn them on and check it and see if they got heat, see if they shut off. These motors will get hot. But if you're doing back-to-back laundry, that's when you're going to notice it. The motor gets hot. It'll get hot on you. Won't fire back up. It'll just sit there and it doesn't kick on. Chances are the motor's locked up. And a lot of times, if you let them cool off, they'll fire back up. Buying used appliances, you got to be really careful. You should buy them off somebody who knows a little bit about them. They're very unpredictable, so as a seller, you can get a bad reputation really easy.
I don't know about you, but around here, you can sell for $10 with no warranty.
That ain't bad. That's a good dryer. let's fire this baby up. Let's get a cord run over here. I'm pretty excited about this. I think it's gonna work. I don't know why it wouldn't work. It's a Whirlpool product. So first we gotta find us a functional cord. I see water on the floor, but I think that's where I hooked that up. That's gonna be hard to determine if she's leaking or not. And now my drain hose is gonna act up. And that thing was on there perfect. It won't do that again. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Let's put it over here on regular. She really ain't releasing much water. Let me get you a bird's eye view of it. Actually, that would be up higher, wouldn't it? I hate to have to buy another one. Why is that got going on here? Warm, cold. How about cold? I don't know what's going on. Let me check the hose. That make a difference? Oh yeah. Yeah, we got a little water falling here. Now let's put this down on a small load so we don't have to fill it up. I don't see any leaks around it. We'll just let it fill up there and do its thing. Okay, well, she's filling up. We'll come back to that. Let's get back over here on this dryer. So we'll let that run. I painted that somewhere down the line. It's not the same color as our wash machine. We're not gonna let that bother us too much. That's good. Those are notorious. People think they can grab a hold of the backs of these when they load them, unload them and stuff. That's what happens. They break. Oh. Stupid Amish guy poured this floor. Poured this floor. This is like I don't know, 40 by 60, something like that, this floor in here. And after he poured it, I've seen all the imperfections, and he said, I gotta be honest with you, sir, I've never poured a concrete floor before in my life. I thought I would use your facility to guinea pig on. I was back in the 1990s. Man ain't no good if he can't keep his word or honor his work. Okay. Woo!
Well, it's a great day for me to whoop somebody's ass. It's a bad day, so you better get off of my back. You might get cold cocked if you cross my path, 'cause it's a great day for me to whoop somebody's ass.
Anyway, back on the topic of the subject. This washer and dryer set, we're gonna move them over here where we can test them. Of course, I gotta test them in 2 different locations. The dryer gotta be taken up here to this plug up here and tested. The wash machine's gotta be moved over here, out that door, right there, out that door, and then over there, whoop, over there, out that door, and then that way. And then we'll hook the hose up to it and check it. Get the dryer slid up here to the big test station. Make sure that it works. We'll get it cleaned off really good. We may not have to do nothing to them but clean them. If they need painted, we'll paint them, but maybe not. This all may come off of these. I'd rather not paint them. I don't want to spend no time on them. I don't know what's all this tape is on all around that thing. Might be holding it together. Better to just leave it on there. Somebody get that. I've had people bring me back machines, not realizing that these machines all have their own serial number. mean that wasn't the doorbell? No? What was it, sir? The dryer. They bring me back machines. They bought machines off of me because they're exactly like what they had. And then they call me and tell me that the machine failed. Sure. That's the size of the rock that stops them rollers. See how small that pebble is? You can't trust everybody, and that's a shame. You want to. Oh! You gotta see this. You gotta see this. This is beautiful. Look at the grime build up on it. And this thing's been sitting for a long time. I got no clue if it works or if it don't. Stick around. One bad apple spoils the whole bunch, you know, kind of thing. Well, all the hoses are in here. Let's check that. Oh, right off the bat. We got some bad dog ears. That's what they're called, dog ears. What you do is you pop that out right there, reach in there and you pop this out right here. You see that? That bolt right there's got to come out. And then this lifts up out. If you're lucky, it'll come out easily. Sometimes they don't. I'm gonna drop all that back in there. We're not gonna go through all that if the machine don't work. If the machine works, we'll give her a set of new puppy ears. But they brought me back machines and I looked at the serial numbers and they didn't match. All right, I'm gonna get the hoses on the drain hose hooked up here. Get these water hoses hooked up and all that. And then I'll send them on down the road. I'll be right back with you. You gotta be making stuff out of that. It's so sticky. Tried to con me. They ain't Bible. Well, I got her wired up here, got her hooked up, got the new plug in it, test cord I mean, got it up here, got it running into my shady ass. That thing set me on my butt one day. I have a video on it. I just happened to have the video camera running when it happened. Maybe I'll share that with people. I don't know, it's kind of embarrassing. But anyway, this is on here. It's torqued down good enough. I get asked all the time, why do you mess with this junk for? It was a day I didn't do this kind of stuff in here. When I was a young man, I went to college. Well, not really college. I went to real estate school for about a week and a half. I left there. My dad tried to talk me into being a dentist. So I signed up for that. And hear that? TikTok. Timer's working. And that's about as far as I got. I signed up for it, didn't go. Okay, let's see. Where we got to start? That ain't it. That ain't it. There it is. Well, it's running. How about that? Stuff's blowing out of it. Getting warm air. Oh, yeah. She's warm. Okay, so we got the signal on. Wrinkle shields on. We don't want the air to wrinkle that's inside of it rolling around that tub. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to test it here and see if the there's the cool down. Let's see if she cools down. Not yet. Yeah, we're in the cool down. There we go. Oh yeah, she's cooling down right there now. Oh yeah. Yeah, sounds pretty good. It's running pretty smooth. I don't see. I'm sure the brake lights work. We'll check them here in a minute. This is missing, but you can still get in there. I should have cleared a path. Let's clear one with this machine. Come on. You know you want to go in there. It's got the wide opening door. Let's fire it back up. We'll let it run for a little bit, see if the buzzer timer works. I'm gonna leave it with you guys while I get the wash machine. But we'll let that run. The cats will get out. Some days I do want them to get out and I want them to run away. But that never happens. They always come back. Speaking of cats, there she is, our village idiot. doesn't make you any better to have money. It can make you better off. You can afford, you know, a little more luxuries. There he is right there. No wonder I couldn't see anything. What I'm gonna do is make a few appliance guys kind of cringe. I'm gonna cut a hole in this, make up the distance by sliding this fan up onto the propeller and putting a little stick-a-me on there. Now here's a little trick if you get really hot. Now do it before you get it all sweaty. Not only shirts, but if you throw your bedclothes in your, if you got room, you know, if you're like me, you do. I just happened to be using that refrigerator we fixed up the other day. But you can throw your bed sheets in there, about a half hour, you know, 20 minutes, half hour before you go to bed even. And you go to bed, you know, nice, cool linen. Refrigerator, the guy that, people have, I don't know, man, they just don't care to waste your time. I've done it before, they hold up, they don't come off. The dude wasn't looking for a refrigerator. His wife was looking for a refrigerator, and he was just appeasing her by going around and looking at refrigerators and finding shit wrong with them that's not wrong with them to provide her with an excuse why he didn't buy it. I was the second individual or second place that he visited. And then he also mentioned something about he was trying to buy a new one, but it fell through or something. So I don't know, but he's filling up in there in the wrong vent in the fridge. He was like right here, and he said, "Oh no, man, there's no cold air coming in." And no matter how I would point out to him that right here, bub, here's the vents coming out right here, bub. There's your vents here, okay? There's cold air coming. Didn't matter how many times I pointed that out to him. I think the dude's wife's looking for one. I think if she goes out with the money, she'll come home with one. But when you opened up the freezer door, by the time he got in stuff, man, the cold air was flowing through. Is this guy? And this was a man. I mean, at the age of where you would consider somebody a man. Pathetic. I mean, pathetic. But you can see, this thing is cold. I mean, it's cold. That dude, so's a shirt I just put on. Anyway, I'm jumping around here. I found this. I forgot about this, having this thing, but this is an old coat rack. It came out of an old historical building. The history on this building is not really all that pleasant. I bought the old building, and I went through the old building. I found a safe. I found a lot of stuff in that old building, and other people before me thought they had done a really thorough inspection of that place and had dug. But you know, when you're in the business as long as I've been in the business, you learn where to look for stuff. This wasn't one of those things that was lurking and hiding. This was just something that was, thought I was fortunate enough that it was left. An old coat rack, I do believe, or hat rack, and possibly both, hat rack and coat rack. What I'm doing right now is pulling these out. And these are horses, man. I mean, they're big. There's some big nails I drove them in. But when I put it back up, I'm gonna use screws. It's still relatively solid, a couple of the pegs, but you can see here, this has got, they hold it here, and then these pegs are put in place, and them's handmade. Right there's all handmade pegs. I don't know. That building dated way back. Had a keyhole entry to the front of it, you know. Anyway. Guy in that refrigerator. People, quit wasting other people's time. Life is too short for you to go around and suck it out of people. If you're familiar with that. But that's what I'm doing. Pulling these out. I've got a couple other pieces that I took out of that old building. Here's one here. I'm going to take that out, and then I'm going to find another place to hang it and retire it for my lifetime. Voila! They're all out. I made this sign many moons ago. And me and my dad took it up on the road, and we posted it next to the road, in between the road and the railroad tracks along the main highway out, well, it'd be out that way, in that direction. When we put that, I remember us parked alongside the road. We didn't get no permits, no nothing. I said, well, we'll see what happens. See if we get by with it. And you know, that sign stayed up there and nobody said a word about that sign through the whole existence of that particular business. We're gonna take this down, move it over here, and I'm gonna start a project because I think I'm gonna reuse this inner court of that sign for something very special, but I don't know yet. Be hurting all day tomorrow. Okay, I got it in here. It looks like back when I built it, I nailed it. It was a real quick job, I remember. And I just sandwiched it together really quick. And this inner section here, it's plywood. Hello?
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 Are you busy?
I'm never busy when it comes to talking to you.
My sister said hi. Hi.
Well, hello, sister. How are you?
Good.
Good. You stay good. Don't ever turn bad.
Donna. Do I have to leave?
Go eat. Enjoy yourself. Thanks for calling. It's good to hear from you. I'll see you when you get back in town.
Okay.
Stay safe. Tell your sisters hello and goodbye.
Okay.
I love you.
Love you too.
Bye. I'm about ready to talk myself out of it already. Just take it out there and set it on fire. Try to get it down, see what kind of shape it's in. Yes, there's probably more ways I could have done that a lot more easier, but hey, you know what? You make do with what you got. I look at it this way. I have pry bars and stuff. I'm not an organized man. By the time I go out there and find that stuff, because I've got that whole area out there just a complete mess right now. By the time I find what I need, I can work with what I got and get the job done. I think there's 34. All in the same area. They're all in the same area. Find any yet? No. Now you walked past a few. That's all I'm saying. You know, there's a reason they call it hide and seek, because you got one person hides it and the other one seeks it out. It's not one person hides it and helps the other one seek out where they hid it.
You said they're all back here.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't say they's all back there.
Really?
I didn't say they's all back there.
Okay, this time you actually have to hide.
I did actually hide them. So you gotta admit that was pretty good.
Half the bag.
Individually hide them.
Yes.
I've had these glasses for 35, 40 years. One day closer to living the dream.